The Japanese habit that helped me stop cleaning all day. Have you ever spent an entire day cleaning, only to wake up the next morning and wonder if you cleaned at all? Because I've been there. A few years ago, I thought I had only two options: either spend my weekends cleaning from morning to evening, or simply accept that my house would always be chaotic. As a busy mom juggling family responsibilities, church commitments, work, and all the little things that nobody sees, I felt like I was constantly tidying but never actually catching up. The dishes would be done, but the sink would somehow fill up again. The living room would be clean for about 10 minutes before toys appeared from nowhere. The laundry basket seemed to have a life of its own. And honestly, there were days when I felt defeated. One evening, after everyone had gone to bed, I stood in my kitchen looking at dishes in the sink and toys still peeking out from under the couch. I remember thinking, I worked all day. Why does it still look like I did nothing? That's when I realized something important. I didn't need to work harder. I needed a better system. And that is what led me to this simple 10-minute reset routine. Now, before we get started, if you're looking for cleaning motivation, practical home organization tips, a realistic daily cleaning routine, and simple ways to create a clutter-free home, you're in the right place. Here at Smart Living Mastery, we believe that smart living isn't about having more. It's about making the most of what God has already entrusted to us: our homes, our finances, our time, and our peace of mind. So grab a cup of tea, get comfortable, and let's talk about the simple Japanese habit that changed the way I manage my home. One of the biggest mistakes I used to make was believing that a tidy home required hours of cleaning every day. I thought the answer was to work harder, clean longer, organize more, push myself further. But no matter how much effort I put in, the mess always came back. Can you relate? The truth is, most of us don't have a cleaning problem. We have a systems problem. We wait until the clutter becomes overwhelming before we do something about it. Then we spend hours trying to fix what took days or weeks to build up. But what if we stopped waiting for the mess to become overwhelming? What if we simply reset our homes every day? Not deep clean, not scrub every corner, not reorganize every drawer. Just reset. 10 intentional minutes. That's it. And this is where the Japanese approach inspired me. One Japanese principle I absolutely love is called Ndanu. Ndanu is about appreciating what you already have and avoiding waste. When I first learned about it, I started looking around my home differently. I realized that clutter wasn't just making my home feel stressful. It was preventing me from appreciating the things I already owned. Have you ever bought something only to discover later that you already had one? I certainly have. I bought extra batteries because I couldn't find the ones I already owned. I bought duplicate stationery supplies. I've even purchased groceries that were already sitting quietly at the back of a cabinet. That's when I realized that clutter wasn't just costing me peace. It was costing me money too. And that connects beautifully to something I often talk about on this channel: quiet wealth. Quiet wealth isn't about showing off. It's about living intentionally. It's about reducing waste, spending wisely, and creating a home that supports your goals instead of draining your energy. A clutter-free home helps you see what you already have. And when you can see what you have, you're less likely to buy what you don't need. Another Japanese principle that changed the way I manage my home comes from the 5S method. Specifically, the step called seiten, which means set in order. In simple terms, everything needs a home. That's it. Everything needs a home. The remote needs a home. The shoes need a home. The school bags need a home. The toys need a home. When everything has a designated place, tidying up becomes easier because you're not making decisions every time you clean. You're simply returning items to where they belong. That one idea alone has saved me countless hours. Now let me show you our family's simple 10-minute reset routine. The first thing we do is set a timer. 10 minutes. Not 30. Not 60. Just 10. Because 10 minutes feels achievable even on the busiest days. When the timer starts, we begin in the living room. For the first 2 minutes, we focus on restoring order. Blankets get folded. Cushions get fluffed. Books return to shelves. Toys go back into baskets. Any dishes that wandered into the room make their way back to the kitchen. It's amazing how different a room feels after just 2 focused minutes. Next, we move into the kitchen. This is one of my favorite parts because I love waking up to a clean kitchen. We load any remaining dishes. Wipe down the counters. Put away ingredients. Clear the sink. And prepare the space for tomorrow. I cannot tell you how much calmer my mornings became once I started ending the day with a quick kitchen reset. After that, we move to the entryway. Shoes get organized. Bags are hung up. Keys go back where they belong. It's a small thing, but walking into an organized entryway instantly makes the entire house feel calmer. Then we spend a couple of minutes in the bedrooms. Beds are straightened. Laundry goes into baskets. Surfaces are cleared, items that don't belong are returned to their proper homes. Nothing complicated. Just enough to restore order. Now, I won't pretend that getting children involved was automatic in our house. There were complaints. There were dramatic sighs. There were moments when I felt like I was repeating myself for the 100th time. But over time, something changed. The reset became a habit. Now, when the timer starts, everyone knows what to do. And honestly, that teamwork has been one of the biggest blessings of this routine. Because maintaining a peaceful home shouldn't fall entirely on one person. It's something the whole family can contribute to. Finally, during the last minute, we prepare for tomorrow. School bags are checked. Anything important is laid out. We take a quick look at the next day's schedule. And then we stop. That's important. We stop. Because the goal isn't perfection. The goal is peace. And that's a lesson I've had to learn over and over again. For a long time, I thought a good mother kept a perfect home. Now I know better. A good mother creates a loving home. Those are not always the same thing. There are evenings when we only manage 5 minutes. There are days when the laundry basket wins. There are seasons when life feels especially busy. And I've had to make peace with the fact that my home doesn't need to look like a magazine cover to be a place of rest, joy, and connection. If that's something you need to hear today, let me say it again. Your home does not need to be perfect to be beautiful. Progress is more important than perfection. Consistency is more important than intensity. Small actions repeated every day create extraordinary results over time. One of the biggest mindset shifts I've experienced is realizing that cleaning isn't punishment. It's care. It's caring for my future self. It's creating an environment where my family can thrive. It's reducing stress before it builds up. It's making tomorrow a little easier than today. And that's why this simple 10-minute reset has become such an important part of our family's daily routine, not because it creates a perfect home, but because it creates a peaceful one. And in a world that constantly tells us to do more, buy more, and be more, I think there's something powerful about finding contentment in what we already have. That's what Ndanu teaches. That's what quiet wealth is all about. And that's what this little reset helps me practice. Every single day. So if you're feeling overwhelmed by clutter, don't start with an entire house. Start with 10 minutes. Start with one room. Start with one basket, start somewhere. Because every organized home is built one small habit at a time. If this video encouraged you, I'd love for you to subscribe to Smart Living Mastery, where we talk about home organization, intentional living, personal finance, and practical ways to create a life that feels calmer and more meaningful. And now I have a question for you. What is the one cleaning task you hate the most? Let me know in the comments below because I'd love to create a future video to help make it easier. If this video inspired you, give it a thumbs up and share it with another busy mom who could use a little encouragement today. Remember, you don't need more hours. You need better habits. Create a peaceful home. Build quiet wealth and master smart living, one simple reset at a time. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one.